Yeah, so our story's a little bit different. Everything was fine. Textbook pregnancy. Everything was fine. She was born fine. And then she was jaundice. You know, the yellow colouring.
Yeah.
And it didn't go away at the time it was supposed to. And obviously, yeah, we didn't know. The same thing, we don't know about that kind of stuff. And then our midwife picked it up and she was like, oh, I think I'm going to put you in for blood tests. And we were like, okay, yeah, whatever. We went in to get blood tests on the Thursday. And it was Friday morning, we got the phone call. You need to go now to a paediatric. Oh, no, it was Thursday night, eh?
Yeah, like
We've booked you for the paediatrics Friday morning, so you need to go. And first thing we went, and it was like he told us, yep, she's textbook. She has a liver disease called biliary atresia, and it's not working the way a liver should, which means it's not draining and draining the bile the way it should, which is why the colour is in her skin. And we were like, okay, you know, what's going on from here? And it was like, well, it's still being researched. There's no cure. There's just like a trial and error. And I was like, okay. And so he's like, you need to go to emergency right now. Take her in and they'll test her and then the team will be there to meet you. And then she was just this little baby, big eyes. We got in the car to go to emergency and I just was like, what the heck is going on and why is it happening right now? He was like, let's just go through this part. Let's just go and see what's going on and then we'll deal with it. And I was like, okay. That was my first wall. I suppressed any emotion and then I built that first wall. We were meeting people, they were talking all their medical stuff. That was my second wall. And I just kept building all these walls. She had her first surgery at Christmas, just before Christmas Day. So she was
23rd of December.
8 weeks, maybe. That was scary in itself. She had to be paralysed from the neck down, so that she wouldn't move anything that had happened in her body. And that was scary, seeing her like that for the first time. And then it started to work, and then it didn't. And we were like, okay, so what's next? Next was she needs to be fattened. You know, we need as much food getting into her as possible. She wasn't eating, like taking my milk, and so we needed to put her on an NG tube, you know, nasogastric, and take vitamins to help her body to work the way it needed to. It wasn't working. Now that we look back, it wasn't working the way it needed to. We were permanently in hospital with her in Starship from like February.
Yep.
February till...
Oh, yeah. So we had like 4 weeks with her going from like December into January. And then we got to go home for a little bit. And then we were, permanent inpatients from March.
Started March, right after Nationals, because we went with Auckland Men's.
Because we were coaching and managing Auckland Men's.
And it was a good distraction for us. You know, we had that distraction. Oh, yeah, you know, I was still trying to push him. If you wanted to do this, let's do it, you know. She can just come along, and she was coming along with us. And everyone just carried on as usual, and so did we. May rolled around. There was a liver up for grabs. You know, we could have a transplant, and this could be it. She wasn't big enough, so we couldn't get it done, and it broke me. Because I was like, man, doing everything we can to get her there, and she can't get there. And so, I think, back to April, I found out I was pregnant. And I was like, okay, I can afford to forget about that pregnancy right now because it's not even showing, like, it's not really, I'm fine. And I think that was another way of me, like, just getting rid of that. Like, yep, cool, that's whatever, but I'm not important right now, this baby is. So we couldn't get that liver transplant. I couldn't be up for being a donor. Neither could he. He wasn't at the right weight. And we put out the SOS to our family. If you are at this weight, would you consider being tested to be a donor? Not many were able to, were like right recipients, if that makes sense. So that was kind of like, okay, we'll just keep on the waiting list. I think it was a couple weeks after May 10th that we were told there was another liver. And I was like, okay, cool. But not really like cool. I was just like, whatever, it is what it is. You need to tell me straight up if she can do it, if she can be it next, you know? It didn't end up happening. And that went to another baby. And it worked for them. And then her body started to... all her organs started to shut down in June. And it's really weird because we look back and it's like halfway through May. Tiv was having to juggle his job as well because we needed to pay rent at a house we didn't even live in and like keep us afloat. And he ended up having to resign because they weren't happy with him going away from work and having to like call in sick. Yeah. Her doctor's notes weren't enough to like be enough for him to be away. So he was like, oh, whatever, I'll just resign and we'll just make it work. So it was probably like a couple of weeks. And we were able to take her home with a couple of like hours a day. And which was really nice because it would just be a couple of hours, but it would just be me and her. And it would feel normal. And then it was a Monday afternoon and she started to deteriorate. And I just was scared. And then we got rushed down to Paku. And at that stage, I was 20 weeks pregnant. And it had been a long day and she was just not improving. She was kind of like plateau. And I was like, okay. And the nurses and the doctors were like, you know, you really should just go for a sleep. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. She's going in for surgery and we'll find out more. I really didn't want to go. I had been there every day, every hour, every minute, every moment, for every appointment. Anyone that needed to see her, I was there. And I took that 5 hours to go for a sleep. And it was the last night we had with her. That morning, she just deteriorated really quickly. She had trouble breathing. Her organs were just really shutting down. And we were watching her just struggle to stay alive. We got to hug her before she went into theatre. That was the last time we saw her alive. Looking at us. We got the call at about 2 that the doctors wanted to talk to us in the family room. And I looked at Tiv and I was like, this doesn't feel good. And he said, let's just go and see what we need to do and make it work. when we walked in, we sat down, and then all the doctors coming in, her surgeon, and I just, man, my heart just sunk, and I just looked at Tiv, and he was like, it's okay. And then they told us that she'd passed away and that they had done everything, but her body was just too small, and she couldn't fight anymore. And I just remember just absolutely falling apart. And anything else said after that, it was muffled. Because I just couldn't believe that this is happening. You hold so much hope. You hold so much hope for that moment, like, man, this life is going to happen. Because that's all we know. Like, I had hope. I was focused. Everything was on her, and it was just, it's going to happen no matter how, because we're going to make it work. And so when they brought her in, wrapped in her blankets, she just looked so peaceful, just fast asleep. Like we had just brought her down for a nap. That was really hard, just to be that naive, that hopeful. But yeah, I just remember just breaking. I could feel the physical break in my heart. And I just, man, I don't know if I had to explain it to someone that hasn't felt that. It was like a physical break in your body, and it was sore. I'm not sure how you felt in that moment, but
Just like directionless, I think throughout the whole time our baby was sick, it was like kind of just, man, let's just truck forward, do what we need to do, let's just make sure we're trying to tick all the boxes. And it came, like I was naive about a lot, like looking back. I think always, just trying to always hang on to the hope that everything was going to be all right. And that was like right up until the last moment, like even when she was transferred down to the ICU, just still thinking like, okay, it's all right, we're going to be here for a little bit, and then we'll move back up to the ward. But yeah, just that kind of always clinging on to that hope, and then just the hope ran out. And then when the hope ran out, it was like, man, okay, now what? Like we've been chasing this end goal, to get our baby a transplant, and then it doesn't come, and then it was just like, man, where do we go to from here? And I think the only thing that we kind of had left was just each other, and so that was kind of what I clung on to, was, I still had Charlie there with me, and so trying to navigate this and make it out of the other side of this, whatever this was and whatever it ended up being, that was kind of like the next goal. But just, I remember being told the news and then just being like, man, like, okay, so now what?
yeah, where to from here? Yeah.
Exactly. And there's no manual, there's no, the doctors and, specialists, they can only say so much. And so just trying to find and navigate where where we go to from here, that was tough.
That's the thing with specialists, like they say what they have to, even though it's not what you want to hear, and that's crushing. Like, yeah, like you said, hanging on to hope, because that's all you have. Like, it keeps you on the high, but also it's the same thing that crushes you and brings you down. But at the same time, like, you're hapu 20 weeks, you said, and you can't, like, how did you find that? Like, could you be happy because you're still pregnant, but you're also grieving? But, like, yeah, what was that process?
I think that's another, like, huge guilt that I hold on to because I didn't like it. I felt guilty that I was pregnant because I could have been a donor, and that was tough to carry. But it was more like I hated myself for being pregnant. I didn't hate my baby.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you let this happen right now? But I've learned that if I wasn't pregnant, then I would not be here today. And I think that was an ode from my baby, my daughter, our daughter, to be like, this is going to be shit, but here's a baby, here's my brother, he's really cool. Man, after having him, he held me together so much. And he's such a beautiful boy. He's just this big, smiley, friggin' kid that's just happy and just loves his life. And it's just like such a beautiful gift. You know, he's such a beautiful gift to our family. And I believe that his sister sent him. Because, man, he really kept me alive. And I don't think he understands that.
He is such a beautiful soul. Just spending that day with him, you know, that was only like a few hours, half a day. But, you know, he's like, Auntie. Like, he's so happy. Auntie, did you know this? Do you have platypuses here? Like, you know, he's just so, innocent, happy, like, bright. You can see how bright he is as well.
He was asking, can we go and see them again? Like, Uncle, I think we should, go have dinner with them.
Yeah.
He's just he's just so beautiful, and he reminds me every day, like, how, to enjoy the little simple things in life. Yeah. Like, he's just that kind of kid. He doesn't care about the big things. He's just such truly a blessing.
Yep.
And then, you know, I hold a huge guilt, with my pregnancy during that time, because I just put him to the side. And I just didn't care that I was pregnant after she had passed. Going for showers every day, I didn't do it. I didn't do it for like 4 or 5 days. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to feel him. I didn't want to go to see the midwife. I didn't want to. But then I was hoping, like, please don't be anything wrong with you. I can't, my heart wouldn't be able to handle it. He came 5 days after her birthday. And he was just this happy baby. Easy as to deliver. The easiest baby we've had, you know, like, he slept through the night like that. And he sleeps till the morning, and he's fine. He'll eat anything and everything, and he's just this happy kid. Which gave us false hope for Roman. Our third one, because he was like, hey, I know it's been easy, but like, surprise!
Boy's got some dance moves on him.
Or he loves it. But he's another one. He will show his emotion. He doesn't care who's around. And that's my reminder. He was the one that pushed me to get my moko kauai when he was little, you know. And then he's come along to make us all happy again, you know. And he just brings so much joy to our family. And so we can feel that happiness. If you can tell, he's just taken over the show.
Yeah.
I didn't honour Tiv enough during that time. But, like, life was so hectic for that 6 months, 7 months with Aiana. Everything was loud. We're in the hospital. There was beeps. There was people coming in during sleep.
Yeah.
Everything, all the time, everything, all the time, everywhere at the same time.
Yeah. Non-stop.
And then it just went to silence. His snoring, I loved it. I ended up loving his snoring, but I've gone back to hating it.
Yeah, I was going to say past tense. Love
I
it.
hate it now, but it's like it kept me. I knew someone was there, and I knew I was safe.
Yeah.
He isn't the textbook male that I thought I was going to be with. Tani, like this big, humongous, strong, muscly, whatever.
Are you not muscly?
No, like overly muscly. Sorry.
No.
But what he makes up for, he is
It's what you need.
emotionally and mentally strong, and I needed that. And I still need that. And I'm sure about myself because I know I have him. And there is nothing else that anyone can tell me. Because I know that if I go back to him, everything's fine.
Yeah, the bro's just looks just calm, cool.
All the time.
Even just through
All
this,
the time.
like
And
this is hard for us all to speak about this, and then obviously
Yeah, but it's good to have him. Like,
Yeah.
opposites. Yeah.
and he's like
just real
always
calm.
that calm spot I know I can go to
Yeah.
to listen. And so, it's something that I can... I don't know. I don't think I could ever repay that pillar, that Poe I needed during that time because, man, I was a wreck and he still loved me through that whole time. Even now, I'm
Man,
still
bro.
a wreck. I'm chaotic. I'm loud. I'm angry. I'm
I'm the same.
I'm a
exactly
bitch. Like, people hate me, but he unwavering will
Yeah.
love me through everything.
Loud, outrageous.
Outrageous. Open tabs,
Yeah.
24/7, multiple conversations going on. I have to be in control, but really he is, So
Yeah.
it's like, he just knows.
Yeah.
And
That's
no
what
one
you
else
need,
can
eh?
handle that.
Yeah.
Not even anyone in my family.
No.
Anyone.
You
So-
find your person, for a reason. I feel like your family only knows you to a certain point, but your spouse or your other half know you deeper than anyone else.
Or they know you and then they continue to love you.
Yeah.
It's not conditional, it's unconditional.
Yeah.
Always.